welcome to the channel. I haven't posted anything in a long time, been really busy working on everything under the sun. Commercial mowers, forklifts, tractors, hit or miss engines. I did a show last weekend, but I just wanted to put something out there and have this John Deere 2020. You've probably seen in one of my other videos, and it came in. It has a bad throw-out bearing, or throttle bearing is what we call it around here. So the throttle bearing's bad, and we got to split it. So just like everybody else, I used to split them with jacks. Actually, 30 years ago, 35 years ago or so, I worked at Ford, and we split tractors there. Don't remember what we used for splitting stands. The only memory I really have is we had a tractor that had a cab on it, and to get to the bell housing bolts, we actually cut the floor out of the tractor to get to the bell housing bolts, and when we got done, we welded the floor back in. So now that I'm on my own, I had to decide what to do. I split a Cub tractor, and of course I just did it just like everyone else would, with just blocks and a jack, and that worked out fine. But this one here is a little bigger. It's John Deere 2020. It weighs 5,500 pounds, so it has some weight to it. I have the John Deere manual, and they showed some splitting stands. I didn't really care to make it. It had a lot of bends to it. They only had one touch point to the ground, so that made the front end tippy. And I went on YouTube and looked around, and I come up with a version that I believe will work fine. And also the customer I got this tractor from, he had a splitting stand that was made off a copy of the John Deere dealer, but it didn't fit this tractor the way I wanted it to, and I'll show you that. All right. So right here we have the John Deere manual, and you can see the two stands, one rear and one front, one touch point. The front support stand, which is this one right here, they actually have a caster wheel on the bottom so that you roll the front away. The back one is just a plate that goes to the ground, so I didn't like that. Then we have this stand here. This is the copy of the John Deere stand laying on the floor. Let's see if we can get a better look at it. And of course it would swing up on a tractor, and the plate's bolted in here. Those holes are drilled. These are slotted. I had to put these two holes in it just because the frame rail was wider than the slots or the bolts. So I didn't like the way that sat, because it just, with the holes that I blew in it, it's just was too far away from the center point. So this is what I came up with. So right here, all it is a piece of 4-inch channel iron. All right, and we look at it, and I want it to be universal, but I was making it for this tractor. So I used the two original points here, 5/8 bolts, 5/8 holes. And then up here, this is actually a 3/4. So I drilled the 3/4 top and bottom, and then I just cut out the center so we could have a slide point. I like that idea. Any other tractor I use on it, I could just use one bolt, and then hopefully this hole will match up to something. But all it is a regular trailer jack. You got to get this side winders. This is a side winder, so it doesn't. You can just crank it around, and it doesn't have the crank on the top. All right, right the foot to the ground, and there's one on the other side. So we have two of them. I don't feel there's any need to tie them together. There was one on YouTube they tied together. So, and you can buy these stands, and they have the weld-on. Let's see if we can see the weld-on pipe, or whatever you want to call it. So I just welded that onto the channel iron and a pin in there. So pretty universal. And like I said, each jack will lift 2,000 pounds. It's a 5,500 pound tractor. So when I split it in half, they'll handle the weight. I'm actually going to use my transmission jack. I have a 1-ton transmission jack, and I'm going to use that in the back so I can roll it away. And I was testing my welds, so I lifted the whole front end of the tractor's off the ground, both sides. So yeah, that's what we'll do. And tomorrow we'll push it apart and order the bearings. Take a look at the clutch and then order all the parts we need. All right. Thank you for watching.